chops off the first few seconds, so that's why I'm talking first. But essentially in this video, I want to share with you how I revolutionized my productivity after college. Now, if you're watching this and you clicked on it, I'm assuming you either are in college or fresh out of college, or maybe a little longer out, or maybe you know someone who is out postgraduate. And you know it's tough revamping your productivity because it's the first time really in your life where you don't have deadlines, you don't have teachers, you don't have rubrics, you don't have syllabuses to guide you along your journey. If you want to achieve your goals in life, if you want to build the vision in the life that you want, if you want to build a business or a brand, there's nobody telling you to do that. It's up to you. There's no structure or rubric of how to do this. So therefore, your productivity is completely within your jurisdiction, your hands. So how do you go about doing this? And this was tough for me because it was just me. It was up to me. How am I supposed to structure my days? How am I supposed to get things done that there's no deadline for? How am I supposed to get things done that even if I didn't do it, nobody would know and nobody would probably care? But I want to do it. And this is how I did this, guys. So basically, I read a revolutionary book, and I talked about it on one of my other lives, 3 books that changed my life. And one of these books was called A Million Miles in a Thousand Years by Donald Miller. And essentially, because of that book, I realized that every person's life is like a TV show or a Netflix series. And that means that it's a story. And a story consists of a character who wants to achieve something, that has a desire, but there's adversity in the way of that desire, in the way of them getting that thing. That's what makes it a story. If the person just got the thing, it wouldn't be a story. It would just be a series of events. But because there's an obstacle, there's a story. So essentially what I did is I set up my life as a character in a TV show or in a Netflix series. I identified myself as a character in a story. And I set up a premise for myself, just like you see on the preview for any show, right? And the premise I set up for myself was a young visionary attempts to change how the world sees God, themselves, and the world they live in with just a mind and a microphone, because I'm a podcaster and I love to speak. And that was the story that I created for myself. And essentially what I would do with the journal is every day at the top of my journal, I would write a title for that episode. So I literally visualized like every day in my life is an episode, and I wrote a title just like I would for a Netflix series or a television show for that day. And then I would write a summary, just like you would see, you click on an episode on a Netflix series, you see the episode title, and then there's a summary of the episode. I'll write a summary for that day, and then I'll have a top 3 tasks in order for me to accomplish and having a successful episode for that day. So for example, it would say, hitting above his weight class. That'll be the title of the episode or the title of that day in my journal. And it would say, Clee attempts to get super popular influencer on his podcast despite him having a fraction of the followers. And that will be my objective for that day. Like I would say, okay, I'm gonna draft my cold email. I'm gonna send the cold email. I'm gonna follow up. And those would be my tasks for that episode for that day. And then of course I'll put other little tasks that have to get done, like go to work, go get gas, get groceries, things like that will be in there. But I was like super clear about what that objective for that day was. And it always felt exciting because it was an episode in my story. It was an episode in my character's life. And I've been doing that for the past few years now, and it's completely revolutionized my productivity. It's simple. It's not a whole bunch of like prompts and question and answers and did you like that? It's just simple. Like pick an episode title, pick a summary of what you want that outcome to be for that day, and put down 3 tasks. And each day is a part of your story. You get to see how you progress as a character throughout your story, and it gamifies life. And this just revolutionized my productivity after college. I know it can be difficult because there's not structure like you used to. And sometimes you have to manufacture that structure. So hopefully this was helpful to you. I talk about how to create a premise for yourself and all these other things in my online community called Visionpreneur School, because it's a lot to consolidate all these things, but I put them all in like one spot so you could just go through them. You can get there by going to buildyourvisionpodcast.com/community, or just clicking the link in the description. And yeah, I hope to see you in there. Hopefully this was helpful to you. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.